Today's Ask Me Anything goes out to Antonia, who says, maybe you can help me, because our female Rottweiler has this behavior. Over certain toys, treats, or they will even get into fights because Avery wants to attack and the lab doesn't want fights. The lab even barks at the cats if they hiss at each other. Anyhow, they know most of their commands, but with the fights, it all goes out the door. I only have that problem with her, not my male Rottweiler. Monday, she'll be going to a no-kill rescue Rottweiler center because I've done the training. It's becoming costly to keep her. How is it becoming costly to keep her? Okay. And why are you writing to me if she's going to rescue? I'm afraid when the male becomes mature, he might join his mother in the attack. They already tried to play tug of war with a child's hair. This is a disaster. I don't want to euthanize her because when alone, she's an excellent working dog. No, she's not an excellent working dog. I can tell you that right now. Do you have a suggestion? It's tearing my heart to give her up. But with 3 big dogs, and recently she started to lash out at my male since his surgery. If you have any insight, we'd appreciate it. Well, you know, Antonia, I mean, this is a disaster. First of all, I don't know why you have 3 large dogs, right? You have 2 Rottweilers and a lab. The lab seems like the lab is really nice. The lab is chill. The lab doesn't want any problems. Labs never want problems. I mean, you know, you got a female Rottweiler. I mean, I'm a female Rottweiler, and I don't know the lab. I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, they might know their commands, but your house lacks structure. I'm sorry, that's a really hard thing for me to say. I know your heart is broken that you're giving this dog to a Rottweiler rescue and stuff like that, and it's really a good move. But don't get 3 big dogs. I mean, you really put yourself in a position, you know, in a pickle, like they say. You put yourself in a pickle because 3 big dogs require a lot of structure, especially a male and a female Rottweiler in with a lab. That's a lot. You're putting yourself in a position you shouldn't be in. I mean, you should have this as a trainer, like me. And you know what? I don't. I mean, I have 2 shepherds and 2 labs, but I don't, you know, and a dachshund. But I don't put myself in a position like that. This is too much dogs. It's too hard. You're going to be putting out this fire for a long time. There's going to be dogs that are going to get hurt. Females are always going to, I mean, I know people are going to say it's a sexist statement, but it's the truth. Females are a lot harder to deal with than males because females, and I've got a female, she's right here, Maya. They can be really bitchy. That's why they call them bitches. They can be really bitchy. Now, Maya is very sweet. She was a pain in the neck early on. She was very dog reactive. We worked through those things. She's fine now. She's the sweetest dog in the world. She loves other dogs. You know, as long as they don't get in her face, she's totally okay with it. But I just think you got too much dog. And they're trying to play tug of war with a child's hair. You're just doing, I don't know. I mean, you say that she's going to a no-kill rescue. So I think you probably did the right thing. I mean, that's all I can say. I'm sorry. Please, people, if you're watching this, think about the dogs you're going to get. Most of you, and I love you guys, and I think you're great because you're my fans and my friends and my students, but don't get 3 big dogs. Don't do it. It's ridiculous. You're not, the guy on TV running with a pack of pit bulls. It's not cool. You don't need that. Don't do it. Keep it simple. I have a 1.5-year-old Labrador. He is too aggressive towards people. He used to bark at people who walks through the road, and it is just annoying. He is loving and friendly towards us, but he has got too much aggression. Wait. He has got touch aggression, not too much aggression, touch aggression. Can you please help me? He is under-socialized. Well, obviously he's under-socialized. Obviously that's going to be a big piece of it, but you're dealing with a couple things. He's aggressive towards people. He barks at people who walk through the road, and he's annoying. Loving and friendly. Of course he's loving and friendly towards you, because what more than likely is going on is he is protecting you. He's resource guarding you. So whatever goes by, whatever is the outside stimulus is what he wants to kill because he hates it, and therefore he's protecting you. So the way to fix that, if he's got touch aggression, it's another thing. I'll touch on that in a minute. But you need to get the dog to understand that you're in control, right? If the dog sees you're in control, he can't be in control. And that's got to be a clear picture. And that's only going to come through good obedience, good relationship, and a good understanding of what you will and won't tolerate. And you're going to do that through a balanced method of training, through giving rewards for the right behavior and corrections for the wrong behavior. You must do both. You can't just have it one way or the other. It can't be all positive, it can't be all negative. You've got to get the dog to understand that you will not tolerate bad behavior, but you will abundantly reward good behavior. Shape the dog to do what you want him to do. Teach the dog a solid obedience routine of sit, come, heel, leave it, whatever those things are. Teach him that, because he'll be a lot happier dog, and you'll have a lot better time working with him. The touch sensitivity is something you're going to do with food. You're going to hold a piece of treat. You're going to touch him. You're going to give him treats. You're going to get him to understand there's a trade-off, and that will kind of alleviate the fear in the dog. It's got to go slow. The dog can't have bad experiences. Nothing bad can happen. You can't, like, an accident, whack the dog, or the dog can't fall off a table, and, can't poke the dog. I mean, whatever stupid could happen shouldn't happen when you're doing that. It's got to be all positive experience. Keep it short, and you have a really nice trained dog afterwards. My 9-month-old Border Collie bit my daughter when she tried to take something from his mouth. Should I be concerned? He has been aggressive and showing his teeth. Yes, you should be concerned. I don't know how old your daughter is, but your Border Collie's 9 months old, and a Border Collie's nip. Right? That's just part of it. They're herders, so they're going to nip. They're going to nip at the feet and do whatever. But first of all, you, Debbie, shouldn't be letting your daughter and your puppy play independently, right? So the reason he bit her, and I don't know where he bit her, if he just nipped at her and stuff like that. That's one thing, but you should be concerned, because you shouldn't let your daughter and the dog be interacting. You must be the parent in this picture, and you must be the parent to both the dog and the daughter. So the daughter should be taking stuff from the dog, and the dog should definitely never be allowed to bite your daughter. I would probably get a really good balanced trainer to come in there and teach the dog a system and a series of reward and consequence, what he's allowed to do, what he's not allowed to do. 9 months old, still a really young dog, still a lot of work you can do with the dog, but if he's showing his teeth and being aggressive, that's a huge red flag for me, especially a Border Collie. It's not in their nature to be aggressive. They're not bred for that. I would talk to the breeder. Do any of the other dogs have this behavior? I would have the dog checked out by a doctor. Janet and I have a couple friends who have a Border Collie who, has had behavioral challenges, and lately the dog got diagnosed with cancer. I mean, dog's 7 years old, your dog's 9 months old. But, sometimes behavioral issues can be medical. They can stem from medical things. But definitely get a balanced trainer into this picture immediately and start to look at this, because it's not something you're going to solve through a YouTube video. Sorry. Robert, please help. I got a German Shepherd puppy and trained him for 7 months. I used to take him for daily walks, could trim his nails. I worked him every morning, taught him lots of commands, sit down, stand, come, etc. Everything was great. Then I had to go away for a project, and I was away for 6 months, and my family took care of him. After I came back, when I take him outside, he barks at strangers. I can't trim his nails. He won't let me. I can't take him to the vet. He won't let me. He won't let the vet get near him. He barks, and after the vet still tries to get close, he runs away. His paw is injured, and now I cannot apply the ointment the vet prescribed. He is now 1.5 years old. What can I do? Is there hope? Thanks in advance. And of course, there's always hope. I don't know what happened when you were gone. I wasn't there, and I'm not psychic. People think I am. I'm not psychic at all. But what I can tell you is you've got to start with square one. You've got to get the dog back used to everything, back, positive association with things. Who knows what your family did? I hope you have a nice family. But your dog more than likely had some bad experiences or had no experiences during that time and was kind of shut down, missing you or whatever. That's not really as much, I don't think that much about stuff like that. I think the dog probably just didn't have good exposure, maybe some negative exposures, but start from scratch, positive association with the nail trimming, with handling, touch handling. I'm going to do a video on that at some point. Get the dog used to things in a positive associated way. Take the dog to the vet when he doesn't need things done. That's what I always do with puppies. I always bring him to vets and to places before anything's going to happen. Just taking a dog at a year old to a vet and getting him jabbed with a needle is not fun. They don't usually like that. So yeah, is there hope? Of course there's hope. You did a great job for the dog in the beginning. Just start on it once again. Because the dog has a foundation, it's going to be a lot easier, and I recommend you get started on it right away. Got a question? Ask me anything.